Hello, Drift fans, and welcome to Seattle, Washington, specifically Monroe, Washington, at Evergreen Speedway. This is round 5 of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship, and I'm Jared Dienda. Well, 32 is done, and 16 is about to approach. Notably, Chris Forsberg, 3-time champion, who is a championship contender this year, is knocked out. He will not be advancing into the top 16. But we still got Osbo, we still got James Dean, who's our points leader coming into this round, Justin Pollitt, Christos Blush, who's going to come out on top. Before we go to head-to-head action, I throw it down to my co-host, Ryan Sage.
All right, well, thank you, Jared. I am down here on the track at Evergreen Speedway, one of the most exciting tracks of the year. Of course, it's got a big bank like the other tracks, but new for this year is this brand new pavement that's been put down on the infield. Now, what that's going to do is going to make it much grippier and quicker as drivers come through the power alley, hit this touch and go out to outside zone 2, and then hit those 2 only inside clips before they floor it through the finish line. Those that can do that well will be on top of the podium here tonight. But before we get to that, let's go talk to some of the drivers and see what they think about this course here at Evergreen Speedway.
This track is simply fast. Initiation is quick. You need to flick the car with a full speed without even thinking about slowing down and keep the momentum through the first corner.
Flick the car hard into the bank, hammer down, stay in the gas all the way around. Slight e-brake checkup coming down from the bank, downshift into third, flick the car over.
Shift hard, go through the touch and go, transition to the outer zone, through third gear, through the last 2 inner clips, transition back and over the finish line.
Drifting is the only motorsport in the world that is based on judging, so let's break down how that works. In head-to-head battles, the lead driver is supposed to run a specific judging line with as much angle as possible. The lead driver is setting the pace, but the chase driver is supposed to utilize the lead driver as a moving clipping point. Wherever the lead goes, the chase should go too. After 2 runs with each driver leading once, the driver that was the most consistent, most aggressive, and was able to show clear dominance over the other driver will win the matchup. For rules, criteria, and more information on Formula Drift, head to www.formuladrift.com.
And here it is, Ryan, the top 16 bracket. These are all the drivers that are going to partake. Who's moving on to the grade 8? We're about to find out. Well, we kick things off with our number 1 qualifier, Peter Vissa, on a sophomore season, going against Jeff Jones. He qualified 17th, but Ryan, he is really making a name for himself.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's given us some memorable moments this year so far, but Peter Vissa in the chase for the championship, a very important battle. Here we go.
A nice early initiation by Vissa in that 2JZ-powered S15. Jeff Jones trying to play catch-up with that supercharged V8, gaining some ground here on the bank as they enter into the power alley.
Great job by Vissa getting out to that touch and go, now wrapping back around. Jeff Jones looking for an opportunity to attack here, but is it too little too late on this lead run by Peter Vissa?
Both drivers crossing the finish line. Let's take a look here. Jeff Jones progressively gaining some more ground throughout this course. You can see the Polish flag waving. Now they're going to alternate. Jeff Jones will be out front, and Peter Vissa will be given chase.
Well, Jeff Jones has to match that lead run of Peter, and Vissa, of course, needs to keep the pressure on Jeff Jones.
Let's see how Jones flicks it in. Nice and early. You see not a wide degree of angle there. Vissa actually higher than Jones, but now he gets higher and higher, closer to the wall, Ryan.
Bit of separation there that now Vissa is trying to close the door. Coming through the power alley is Jones. Nice lead run by him and Vissa through the smoke line.
Jones is Z really squatting down. He's got a lot of horsepower. Vissa looks like he's taking a few of those clipping points for a souvenir.
Great job by Jones to get the jump on the bank here. Vissa tucking up on the inside, cutting the line right there, and a great back and forth battle.
All right, let's go to the judges' results, and it's 2-1. It looks like Ryan Lontaine is outnumbered, so they are going at it again. Peter Vissa out front, Jeff Jones in the chase position.
Well, here we go. Jones getting a great start here, but Peter Vissa is the lead driver. There he is, pops onto the screen, and already a big smoke line.
Peter Vissa high on the bank and a large smoke signal saying that he is throwing it down as they enter into the power alley. Let's see how he handles this outside zone.
Jones looking for an opportunity here on the inside, and he takes it away there, but a little bit of a tighter line, giving some up as he closed proximity.
Crossing the finish line is Vissa. Yeah, you see Jeff Jones gaining some ground, losing some ground, but up here on the bank, Vissa, the Polish driver, really putting it down. Now Jeff Jones will lead as Peter Vissa gives chase.
Jeff Jones out of the gate through the chicane. Peter Vissa already stalking him down as we get into the second half of this battle.
Peter Visick, look at him just lurking into the shadows, and boom, right into the door of Jones.
Really close competition here as Peter Visick stays really tight on proximity. Jones out front, great lead run here, and an excellent battle to finish this up.
Jones has really progressed as a driver this year tremendously, but he's got Peter Visick, who has a victory from Irwindale last year, but right now Peter Visick gets tight to Jones and actually Falcon tire debris all across the track. Let's go through the judges' results and who gets the win. Peter Visick unanimously moves on.
I try to stay close. I poke his doors. I try to because there's no other option. Either you are stay really close, either you are lost in the smoke. So I prefer to stay there till it was enough to want to get to top 8. So I'm very happy.
Formula Drift on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Black Magic. Own your shine. By Air Force, aim high. And by the Formula Drift app. Download the FD app in the iOS or Android store now.
Welcome back to Formula Drift Round 5 of the 8-Stop Championship. And Ryan, we've talked about just the diversity of winners, but who wants to win here at this packed house that is Evergreen Speedway? Next up, Chelsea Genova and Alex Hilbrun. Look at this, equally matched drivers pending their qualifying position. Hilbrun, who pilots this monster BMW, and Chelsea Genova behind the wheel of his Ford Mustang.
Well, on the face of it, this looks like a tremendous battle here. Nice initiation by both drivers. Already close on proximity, and look at Genova, how high he is on the bank.
Three-wheel motion, that's the signature RTR ready to rowdy move there for Genova, coming in hot. Looks like Genova overcooks it coming off the bank.
Genova going way off course there. Hilbrun having to make an adjustment, and certainly the judges are going to keep a close eye on that move off course.
All right, let's take a look at the replay here. This is where Genova overshoots. Looks like 3 tires go off. That would mean an incomplete run, Ryan, if this was qualifying, but it is not. Hilbrun now out front, Genova in the chase position.
Well, you can see Genova right here keeping pace with Alex Hilbrun. Very close on initiation there as you see the shot from Genova's vehicle.
All right, fires across the nose, but Genova shaken, not stirred. Hilbrun, massive angle, high on the bank. Let's see how they handle it once again.
Very close on proximity here is Chelsea Genova. Hilbrun out front, running a nice line here, and Genova, big angle as he tucks up back inside.
The Inca Madness Racing BMW. Look at Genova, gets into the side of Hilbrun.
Well, the aggressiveness looks like it's working against Chelsea Genova here, coming into contact with Hilbrun and then going off course in the first run.
Let's go to the judges, and Alex Hilbrun advances on.
He went super hard on his chase. I could see him almost coming through my door the whole run. But I kept it together. I did a good leading line, and we got the win.
Here we go, moving on from our most recent winner, James Dean, getting the victory in New Jersey. He's going against Ken Gushi, the OG, who's been around since day one of this 15-year Formula Drift Championship. Ryan, Dean out front, Gushi in the chase.
Well, given where we are in the season, this is a really important battle for James Dean with regard to the championship.
James Dean high on the bank, looking like his Wordhouse Falcon Tire Drift teammate Falcon Tire once again in that chase position. Ken Gushi throwing down into that power alley.
Gushi surging on the bank, now coming up a little bit short on the inside here, trying to gain some proximity, but you can see Dean out front running a smooth and consistent line.
Nice job there by James Dean. Looks like he was the teacher, and he is putting on a clinic here as you see some separation from Ken Gushi, but Ken will now be out front with his 2 JC Power Toyota Racing Toyota 86.
Well, Ken Gushi needs to come back with a strong lead run here, and we know, Jared, how good a chase driver James Dean is.
I mean, mind you, he's the most recent winner. He is the defending champion, but right now, Ken Gushi looks clean. He looks tidy coming off this bank into the power alley.
A little bit more of a gap than you would typically see from Dean, but now Dean pouring it on, coming off the bank into the power alley here through the smoke line. James Dean closing the door.
Ken Gushi, the Gretti Performance, a longtime sponsor of his. Oh, it looks like we had some contact, Ryan.
Let's take a look at this. Here is the shot from the bank. You can see Dean starting to close the door, now coming off the bank, and right there, a little bit of rubbing, but Ken Gushi stays in it.
Going to the judges, James Dean unanimously gets the win.
He got a lot of speed off the start, and I thought we were starting together, but whatever way he initiated, he pulled like a gap. So I kept it flat, tried to keep a good line, caught him throughout the bank, and set it with him really close throughout the end. So no big mistakes, but definitely tough out there today.
Ryan, moving on to our next battle, two giants of the sport. Matt Field getting second place in New Jersey. Mind you, this is a new car for him, as well as Frederick Osbo, who is in contention for a championship. Osbo will be leading in his Rockstar Energy Drink Toyota Racing Toyota Corolla hatchback.
Big battle here, as you can see right out of the gate. Both drivers know the importance. Look at Frederick Osbo up top, but Matt Field aggressively chasing him down.
Matt Field not as high, but proximity. Oh, look at this. Contact. You see Osbo overshooting, going into that power alley, Ryan.
Well, we're definitely going to want to take a look at that again. That's always an area of contention as both drivers finish up the run.
Well, as we take the overhead view, you can see Frederick Osbo leading him, and Matt Field, the judges say, wherever the lead car goes, the chase car needs to follow. So Matt Field did exactly that into the side of that Toyota. Now, Matt Field and that Wish Falcon Tires Corvette will be leading.
Big initiation here from Matt Field, and Frederick Osbo aggressively pouring it on here, driving through that smoke line at 68.8 miles per hour.
From San Jose, California, the 777 looks like he might be advancing on against the former champ, Ryan.
Here comes Osbo, his final opportunity here to take it to Matt Field, wrapping through the final inside clip. He puts his nose in. Who's it going to be?
Let's take a different perspective here. You see Osbo gaining some ground. Matt Field really high, powering through, looking really strong in that Corvette. Let's go to the judges. Matt Field unanimously gets the win.
He kind of had a little bit of a mishap coming off track. This track is very hard to get right, and there's a fine line, and he just happened to put two tires over that line. I had nowhere to go. I ran into him. Fault was deemed Frederick's. I went out on my lead run, did my thing, came out on top.
Ryan, moving on to our next battle, Christos Blush, who qualified second in the Eurofighter HGK BMW. He's going against Cameron Moore, who qualified 15th. Let's call this his home track. He's from Battleground, Washington. He claims the PNW. He's in that 2JZ powered 86.
And he's got just about more experience than anyone on this track, but Christos Blush has the momentum from his performance at Road Atlanta. Here we go on the bank. You can see the gap established here as Cameron Moore tries to chase him down.
Looks like he's trying to shred some carbon Kevlar on the wall of Evergreen Speedway, coming in to that freshly paved power alley. Transitions in, but Cameron Moore comes out of the smoke.
Great job right there by Moore to come through the smoke line, be right in position, but then he makes a little mistake right there on that inside clip, and he lets Blush get across the finish line way before him.
Quick observation here. Look at Christos Blush. It is not a criteria, but courtesy of his Achilles tires, seems that he is kicking off the most amount of smoke out of any of the vehicles here in the top 16. Well, Cameron Moore is now out front. Christos Blush in the chase.
And Blush keeping pace down the back straight with Cameron Moore. He wants to be close on initiation, but look at Moore. Takes a shallower line and gets out ahead.
You see Cameron Moore, little shimmy there. Looks like Christos does just the same, almost at the same point. Now into the power alley, that neon nose in the back end of the 86.
Couple mistakes by both drivers here as they get into this inside clip. Blush attacking through the final turn and putting his nose in and almost making contact.
Cameron Moore wraps around that final clip. Looks like we almost had some contact there. Christos Blush getting to the side of the 86. And I have to say, Cameron Moore is a good effort, but I think the needle is going to go the way of Christos Blush. Gets the win.
There was some slight shake-up with the start light, but that's fine. Let him go a little bit in outer zone one, but then I catch him up in the infield. I was all the way on his door and a little bit bumped him on the finish line. So, and then we was 3-0, so advancing top 8. Looking forward for next battle.
Formula Drift on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Nexen Tire, driving tomorrow. By Achilles Radio, tires you can trust. And by Falcon Tires.
Welcome back to Evergreen Speedway. We are halfway through our top 16 battles, and we're about to see our next battle. This is Ryan Tuerck versus Dai Yoshihara. Similar looking vehicles. One's a Subaru, one's a Toyota. One's V8, one's 2J. Ryan Tuerck, Dai Yoshihara. Ryan Tuerck will be leading due to his qualifying position. Dai Yoshihara on that turn 14 distribution. Falcon Tires Subaru BRZ will be giving chase.
Battle of the veterans here as Ryan Tuerck takes full use of the course on initiation, but Dai Yoshihara already closing the door.
Yeah, Dai Yoshihara right there. Ryan Tuerck maintaining good angle, coming off the bank into the power rally. Dai Yoshihara dives down a little bit. Here they go into that outside zone.
Speed management really important here, but look at Tuerck making a mistake on that outside zone, losing some angle there. Dai not making contact with him, but making an adjustment to maintain proximity.
Very precarious for Ryan Tuerck going into the power alley and that outside zone. The gum out Toyota Racing Toyota 86 on Nexen tires. You see right there, but now Yoshihara out front.
So the judges taking that first run into account. Here is number 2 is Dai. Straight line approach into initiation with Ryan Tuerck right there next to him.
Ryan Tuerck giving himself a bit of distance, now gaining some ground slowly, creepily to the side of Yoshihara.
Well, looks like a better job on the bank by Tuerck, but that mistake out front, he's trying to get that back as Dai. Great job, big angle there on that outside zone.
Nasty flick there by Yoshihara, former FD champ. Brings it around that final clip. Ryan, which way are you thinking?
Well, a back and forth battle, but some areas of the course were clearly done better by Daijiro Yoshihara, some by Ryan Tuerck, and now we go to the judges.
And here's the judges' verdict. One more time. Couldn't agree more, Ryan. As we said, some mistakes. You said that as well on either side of the lanes. And now Ryan Tuerck will kick off this one more time battle.
Well, here we go. Ryan Tuerck again using the full width of that initiation lane. Daijiro Yoshihara staying close this time around, much better at 67.1 miles per hour.
Both drivers very poised on the bank. How are they going to handle this power alley? Gripping and ripping into the outside zone goes Ryan Tuerck. Yoshihara shallowing it up.
Yeah, big e-brake pull by Dai on that shallower line there. That's definitely going to play a role as Tuerck wraps through that final outside turn.
All right, here you see Yoshihara. This is the first portion of this battle. Ryan Tuerck and Dai punting that Black Magic intense clipping point. Yoshihara now out front. Ryan Tuerck giving chase. Ryan, are we going to have a winner?
Well, final opportunity here for both drivers. Straight line approach by Daijiro Yoshihara and Tuerck already there, very close as he drives through the smoke line.
That perspective, these guys just make it look so easy now. Off the bank, you can see Tuerck gaining some ground now. Here they go into the power alley. Yoshihara using all the course out to the touch and go into that outside zone.
There's that big flick back around to that outside zone by Daijiro Yoshihara, but unfazed is Ryan Tuerck as we finish up this run and come to completion of an amazing battle.
There it is, a packed stand here at Evergreen Speedway around the second to last clip. Now, who's going to move on? Ryan Tuerck unanimously gets the win.
Our car's feeling great, so it feels really dialed in. It feels awesome on the bank. I had a lead lap first and just tried to clean up a mistake I had prior and did that. Had a solid lead run. And a chase lap, just tried to close on him, had a lot of proximity on his door for a long period of time through the transitions, through the infield, and I think that's what gave us the win.
2 more battles left here in the top 16, and this is an all-American battle. One-time teammates, one-time grudge match. I feel like this is a grudge match. All Mustangs, JTP versus Vaughn Gittin Jr.
These guys have history, and the battles are always phenomenal. JTP with that unique initiation, but Vaughn Gittin Jr. keeping them close.
That Falcon Tires Roush Performance Mustang in the front, throwing it down as Vaughn Gittin Jr. works his way to the top of that bank.
Getting out to that touch and go as JTP through the smoke line as Vaughn Gittin Jr. Good battle so far as we get to that final turn, and Vaughn tucking up on the inside, taking it away from JTP.
Like I said, this is a battle of the ages, and Vaughn Gittin Jr. makes some contact right around, approaching that final clip right there. And it looks like he has broken a suspension part, pulls off, and Vaughn Gittin Jr. suffering a mechanical failure, and that means JTP, Justin Polk, will get the victory. Unfortunate turn of events for Vaughn Gittin Jr., but JTP will advance on.
Well, he looked really strong all the way until that final turn, but having that mechanical issue due to the contact is what put Vaughn Gittin Jr. out.
JTP moves on.
Formula Drift on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Black Magic. Own your shine. By NOS Energy Drink with Complex 6 for high performance energy and enhanced mental focus. And by Nitto Tire, fueled by enthusiasts.
Welcome back to the final battle of the top 16 here at round 5 of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship. We'll find out who eventually wins here at this iconic track, but that's the next episode. Right now, it's about these two men. Odi Bakshis versus Matt Kopp. Odi Bakshis, who qualified 6th, going against another driver from the Pacific Northwest. Behind the wheel of his V8-powered S13, it's Matt Kopp.
A very important battle here to find out who's going to move on into the Great 8, but for Odi Bakshis, trying to chip away at those championship points.
Odi, a real contender for the championship here in this Falcon Tires Max Oil Fuel Suspension S14.5, comes down into that power alley.
Coming through that outside zone are both drivers. You can see there's some surging by Kaufman, and the final turn here by Odi Bakci shooting out wide. And Kaufman there is able to close the door with Odi almost going off course.
And there it is. You see Odi Bakci's second to last in that final front flip. Kaufman tightening up. Now let's alternate the order. Kaufman will be out front. Odi Bakci's in that chase position.
Kaufman comes blasting out of the start line. Really unique initiation here as Odi has to make an adjustment, but he stays nice and tight on his door.
Yeah, a very rare forward transplant under the hood, or sticking out of the hood, better yet, of this S13. Now into the power alley, you see Odi Bakci's. Man, a lot of smoke being kicked off of Kaufman's vehicle on those Achilles.
Pretty smooth right there by Kaufman, and now Odi closing the door here. Nice transition back around by Bakci's as both drivers come across the finish line.
You can see coming into that power alley, the smoke machine of Kaufman gets all the way to the outside zone. Odi Bakci's taking a tighter line. Let's go to the judges. And Matt Kaufman, 2-1, gets the win.
Being at a place where it feels like home, I drove through here a little bit in Pro-Am, so, out of all the FD courses, this is the one that I feel, most comfortable. I got the most friends here, most family. It's great.
And here we are. This is the Grade 8 Peter Vissa, Hilbrun, Dean, Field, Blush, Tuerck, Pollock, and Kaufman. In our next episode, you'll find out who eventually wins here at round 5 of the Formula Drift Black Magic Pro Championship. Be sure to join us.